What if I were to tell you there was a city where kids bike to school safely? You're just 20 minutes from the strip and you'll never touch a snow shovel again. But 73% of the people who move there say they wish they had done it 5 years earlier. That place is Henderson, Nevada. In the next 28 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why families are paying $150,000 more just to live there instead of Las Vegas, and the 3 critical mistakes that could cost you your dream home if you don't know them. Because by December 2025, everything I'm about to reveal could be completely different. Do you want to know everything about living in the Las Vegas area, whether it's Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Henderson, or you're PCSing to Nellis or Creech? Then subscribe below, tap that notification so you'll be the first to know about everything that's happening here. My name is Eric Hudson. I'm a local real estate agent, and I get texts, calls, emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move here, and I absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or go ahead and book a quick Zoom call. All of that is in the description below. Today, I'm going to give you the complete, unfiltered truth about what it's really like to live in Henderson, Nevada. We're going to dive deep into the pros and cons, compare it directly to Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether Henderson is the right choice for your family and your budget. And here's what makes the difference from other videos you might have seen. I'm going to focus specifically on homes under $850,000 because that's where most families are shopping out there. We're not going for those multi-million-dollar places. And I'm going to address the elephant in the room, the higher costs. And I'm going to do that head on because here's one thing. Sometimes paying more upfront actually can save you a little bit of money in the long run. And sometimes it doesn't. We're going to figure out which category Henderson falls into for your specific situation. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell because I regularly share insider information about the Las Vegas real estate market that you won't find anywhere else. And stick around to the end because I'm going to tell you how to get my free Henderson relocation guide that breaks down everything we're covering today, plus neighborhood by neighborhood analysis and current market data. Let's start with the basics. Henderson is Nevada's second largest city with over 340,000 residents, and it is growing rapidly, and we're talking about 2% population increase just in the last year. But here's what's really interesting. It's not just growing, it's growing with intention. Henderson isn't just an accident. This isn't a city that just happened to sprawl out from Las Vegas. Henderson was a planned development and built with families in mind. And that intentional development shows up in everything from the crime statistics to the school ratings to the way the neighborhoods are laid out. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, what's this gonna cost me? The median home price in Henderson right now is sitting around $492,000. That's up 8.5% from last year, and yes, it is higher than Las Vegas. But before you click away thinking, oh, that's out of my reach, let me share something important, and that is still plenty of great options under $850,000. And when you factor in what you're actually getting for the money, math might surprise you. Let's talk about why Henderson has become so desirable, because understanding this key is to understanding whether it's worth the premium you'll end up paying. First, and this one is huge, Henderson is the second safest large city in the entire United States. Not just the West Coast, the entire country. This comes from a comprehensive study by Advisor Smith that analyzed FBI crime data from across thousands of cities. When you're looking at violent crime rates, Henderson has a 45% less violent crime than North Las Vegas and significantly lower crime rates than Las Vegas proper. What does that mean in practical terms? It means your chance of being a victim of violent crime in Henderson is 1 in 337. For property crimes, it's 1 in 48. Now, no place is perfect, but these numbers are numbers that let you sleep well at night and let your kids ride their bikes in the neighborhood without you constantly worrying. But safety, it's just the beginning. Let's talk about schools, because if you have kids or you're planning to have kids, this is where Henderson really shines. Henderson has 19 public schools that have earned 5-star ratings from the Nevada Department of Education. To put that into perspective, that's 28.3% of all 5-star schools in the entire Clark County School District. Think about that. Henderson represents a fraction of the county geographics, but is home to nearly 30% of the top-rated schools. We're talking about schools like Coronado High School, Gordon McCaw STEM Academy, and James E. and A. Ray Smalley Elementary School. These aren't just good schools, they're schools that are recognized nationally. In fact, 4 schools in Henderson were recently recognized by Magnet Schools of America as some of the best in the nation. And here's something that doesn't show up in the statistics that matter enormously: the community support for education. Henderson residents consistently vote to support school funding, and the city itself provides financial and programmatic support to local schools. This isn't just about test scores, it's about a community that values education and invests in it. Now, let's talk about lifestyle, because this is where Henderson really differentiates itself from Las Vegas and North Las Vegas. Henderson has managed to create something that is actually pretty rare for a lot of cities: a suburban feel with urban amenities, while still being close enough to Las Vegas that you can enjoy everything the city has to offer without dealing with, the daily chaos. Take Water Street District, for example. This is Henderson's downtown area, and it's got this authentic, walkable vibe that you don't find in most of the suburban areas. You've got local breweries like Lovely Brewing Company, Mojave Brewing Company, restaurants ranging from Chinita's Tapas and Sushi to Azura Cucina Italiana, and regular community events that actually bring the neighborhood together. Then you've got Lake Las Vegas, which is this upscale resort community with Mediterranean-style architecture, golf courses, and a man-made lake. It's like having a vacation destination right in your own backyard. And if you like outdoor activities, Henderson gives you an easy access to hiking trails. You got Lake Mead, the Hoover Dam. It's like being close enough to the Strip, and you can catch a show and have dinner all on a whim. But here's what I think is the real secret sauce of Henderson. It's a planned community. The streets make sense, the neighborhoods flow logically, there's adequate parking. The infrastructure can handle the population, and everything feels intentional rather than, haphazard. When you drive through Henderson, you can tell that someone thought about how people actually live and design the city accordingly. All right, let's talk about the big concern that's probably been nagging at you all this time: the cost. Henderson housing costs are about 19.2% higher than Las Vegas, and that's not insignificant. The median home price in Henderson is about $492,000 compared to about $338,000 in Las Vegas. I mean, that's like over the long-term average, not like over the last month or something. But here's where you need to dig deeper than just the sticker price, because real estate isn't about what you pay up front. It's about what you get for your money and what it costs you over time. Let's talk about what you're actually getting for that extra money. The median age for homes in Henderson is about 28 years compared to 42 years in Las Vegas. That means you're getting a newer construction, more modern layouts, and better insulation, more efficient systems, and generally less maintenance headaches. When you buy a newer home, you're not just buying a house, you're buying years of not having to replace the roof, AC systems, or even the water heater. Trust me on that one, I've replaced a lot of water heaters. Second, let's talk about property taxes, because this is where Henderson actually saves you money. Henderson's property tax rate is $5.80 per $1,000 of assessed value. Las Vegas, $11 per $1,000. That means on a $500,000 home, you're paying about $2,700 less per year in property taxes in Henderson. Over 10 years, that's $27,000 back in your pocket. Third, and this one is huge, home ownership rates. Henderson has a 57.4% home ownership rate compared to 49.2% in Las Vegas. Why does that matter? Because it means you're buying into a community of people who are invested in a long-term health of the neighborhood. Homeowners maintain their properties. They vote in local elections. They participate in the community organizations. This creates a stability that protects and enhances property values over time. Let's talk about homes under $850,000 because that's where most families are shopping. I mean, I would consider most people who are watching this most families. In Henderson, $850,000 gets you a lot. We're talking about 4, 5-bedroom homes in well-established neighborhoods, often with pools, in a community with amenities like parks and walking trails. You might get a home built in the last 10, 15 years, if not newer, with all the modern finishes, energy-efficient appliances, and smart home features. Compare that to Las Vegas, where $850,000 may get you a similar size home, but it's likely to be older in a neighborhood that's maybe more hit and miss in terms of maintenance and the community investment. And in North Las Vegas, while you'll get more square footage for your money, you might be talking about more risk in terms of property values and neighborhood stability. And I'll be honest, there aren't going to be that many $850,000 homes, but you are going to have to worry about your long-term property values and, in some neighborhoods, stability. Now, some of the newer neighborhoods, you got especially those up near the Beltway. No, those are nice up-and-coming neighborhoods, but some of the older neighborhoods in North Las Vegas, I'm just going to leave it at that. But let's be honest about the downsides of Henderson and the higher costs. If you're stretching to afford Henderson, you might be house poor, meaning you have a beautiful home with no money left over for the lifestyle that you moved to Nevada to enjoy. But the extra $100,000 in purchase price, you can't afford to go out to dinner, take vacations, save for your kids' college, then Henderson might not be the right choice for you. The key is to look at your total financial picture. Can you comfortably afford the higher mortgage payments, property taxes, and insurance? Do you have an emergency fund that can handle unexpected expenses? Are you still able to save for retirement and other goals? If the answer to any of these questions is no, then you might want to start considering Las Vegas or North Las Vegas and moving to Henderson later when your income has grown. Now let's do a direct comparison of your 3 main options in the Las Vegas metro area, because understanding the trade-offs is crucial to making the right decisions for your family. Let's start with Las Vegas proper. Las Vegas is the entertainment capital of the world. We all know that. And if you're someone who thrives on energy, excitement, and having everything at your fingertips, Las Vegas might be your place. The cost of living is lower, and the median price is a bit lower in Las Vegas, but you're in the heart of everything. The world-class lifestyle that you have there, you've got the restaurant, shows, nightlife, and the cultural events. But here's what you're trading off. Las Vegas has a crime rate that is 46.66 per 100,000 residents, and it ranks in the 35th percentile for safety, meaning 65% of cities are safer. The schools are more variable. You'll find some excellent schools, but you'll also find some that are struggling. You'll need to be much more strategic about which neighborhoods you choose. Las Vegas also tends to feel more transient, with home ownership rates are less than 50% more likely to have neighbors who are renters who might not be invested in the community long term. This is not necessarily bad, but it does create a different neighborhood dynamic. Now let's talk about North Las Vegas. North Las Vegas is the budget-friendly option, and if you're looking to maximize your square footage and to minimize your monthly payment, this might be where you land. You'll generally get more house for your money, and there are some really nice newer developments in North Las Vegas that offer great value. Look at some of my videos. North Las Vegas, there are some really nice areas. But here's the reality check. North Las Vegas has had significantly higher crime rates than Henderson. We're talking about Henderson having 75% less violent crime and 17% less property crime than North Las Vegas. The schools are generally not as strong, though there are exceptions. And while there are nice areas of North Las Vegas, the city as a whole is still developing its identity and amenities. The other thing to consider with North Las Vegas is resale value. While you might get a great deal in, you'll need to think about what happens when you want to sell. Henderson homes tend to hold their value better and appreciate more consistently because of the factors we've already discussed: better schools, lower crime, and more established amenities. So where does Henderson fit in the picture? Henderson is the premium option, but it's premium for a reason. You're paying more up front, and you're getting a safer community, better schools, and newer infrastructure, and a more stable real estate market. Henderson is where you go when you want benefits of living near Las Vegas without the drawbacks of living in Las Vegas. Think of it this way. Las Vegas is like living in Manhattan. Exciting, convenient, but expensive and intense. North Las Vegas is like living in Queens. More affordable, up and coming, but you're taking some risk. Henderson is like having a nice suburb in a major city. You get the best of both worlds, but you pay for the privilege. The question you need to ask yourself is, what stage of life are you in? And what are your priorities? If you're young and single, you might want to be in the middle of the action. Las Vegas, that may be perfect for you. If you're budget conscious and willing to take some risks for more space, North Las Vegas could work. But if you're thinking long term, if you have kids or planning to have kids, if you want community that's going to protect and grow your investment, Henderson is probably worth the extra cost. Here's a practical way to think about it. The difference between a $400,000 home in Las Vegas and a $500,000 home in Henderson is about $600 per month in mortgage payments. That's significant, but it's not life-changing for most families. And when you factor in the lower property taxes, better schools, and a safer neighborhood, then $600 a month starts to look pretty good. Now, let's talk about some more of the downsides of living in Henderson, because no place is perfect, right? And you need to go into this with your eyes wide open. First, let's keep addressing that obvious one, the cost. We've talked about this one, but it bears repeating. Henderson is expensive, and it's getting more expensive. Home prices have gone up 8.5% just in the last year, and there is no sign of that slowing down. If you're not financially comfortable with those higher costs, Henderson can become a source of stress rather than a dream lifestyle you're looking for. Second, Henderson can feel a bit more sterile and artificial to some people because it's a planned community. Everything is very neat and orderly. Some people find that it lacks character or authenticity. If you're someone who loves the gritty, organic feel of older city, Henderson might get too polished for your taste. Third, while Henderson has great amenities, it's not Las Vegas. If you're someone who wants to be able to walk to world-class restaurants, catch a show on a Tuesday night, or be in the middle of a vibrant nightlife scene, Henderson is going to feel quiet. You'll need to drive to Las Vegas for many entertainment options. And depending on where you live in Henderson, that could be a 20 to 30 minute drive, especially with the traffic we can get around here. Because if you didn't know, in the last 10 years, we've grown by 500,000 people, so traffic has gotten bad. Fourth, Henderson is growing fast, and that growth comes with growing pains. I just said that. Traffic is getting worse, especially during rush hours. Construction is a constant as new development goes up, and the rapid growth is changing the character of the city. Some longtime residents feel like Henderson is losing some of its all-time charm. Fifth, the job market in Henderson itself is somewhat limited. While there are jobs, many Henderson residents commute to Las Vegas for work. This isn't necessarily a deal breaker, but it's something to factor into your decisions, especially if you're someone who values a short commute. 6, the weather. Now this applies to the whole Las Vegas area, but it's worth mentioning. Summers in Henderson are hot. We're talking about temperatures over 100 degrees for months at a time. Let's make that over 110 degrees. If you're not used to desert living, this can be a significant adjustment. Finally, let's talk about the social dynamics. Henderson tends to attract families and professionals, which creates a certain dynamic. If you're looking for a diverse community with people from all walks of life, Henderson might not be your cup of tea. Here's some things about these cons that most of them that are manageable, or the trade-offs for the benefits that you're getting. The cost is high, but you're getting value for that cost. The commute to Las Vegas is real, but it's not that terrible, especially for those who come from the West Coast, some parts of the Midwest like Chicago, because I know a lot of you moved from Chicago, from LA, San Diego, San Francisco. I've seen your commutes. They're long. These are not long commutes. This is not terrible for many people, and I find they actually prefer living away from the hustle and bustle. The rapid growth is changing things, and it also brings new amenities and opportunities. The key is to be honest with yourself about what matters most to you. If having the lowest possible housing cost is your top priority, Henderson isn't for you. If being in the middle of action is crucial, Henderson ain't for you. But if you want a safe, family-friendly community with excellent schools, high quality of life, and you're willing to pay a premium for those benefits, Henderson could be what you're looking for. So, how do you decide if Henderson is right for you? Let me give you a framework for thinking about this decision. First, let's talk about your financial situation. Henderson makes sense if you can comfortably afford the higher costs without stretching your budget. A good rule of thumb is that your total housing costs mortgage, insurance, property taxes, and maintenance shouldn't exceed about 30% of your gross income. Now, I know that's really stretching it for a lot of folks, especially now with interest rates, but that's the good old rule of thumb. In Henderson, for about a $500,000 home, you're looking at total housing costs of around $3,000 to $3,500 a month, depending on your down payment and insurance costs. This means you should have a household income at least $10,000 to $12,000 a month, or about $120,000 to $140,000 a year. It's not about being able to afford the payments. You should also have a solid emergency fund, be saving for retirement, and have room in your budget for the lifestyle you want to live. If buying in Henderson means you can't afford to enjoy living in Nevada, then it may not be the right choice. Second, think about your life stage and your priorities. Henderson is ideal for families with school-aged children or people who are planning to have children. The school quality alone can save you thousands of dollars per year in private school tuition. And the safe neighborhoods give you peace of mind that's hard to put a price on. Henderson is also great for people who want a suburban lifestyle with urban conveniences. If you like the idea of having a yard and being able to park easily and living in a quiet neighborhood, but you also want access to great restaurants and cultural events and outdoor activities, Henderson kind of hits that sweet spot. On the other hand, if you're young, single, and want to be in the middle of the action, or if you're an empty nester who want to downsize and simplify, Henderson might not fit that bill. Third, consider your long-term plans. Are you planning to stay in the Las Vegas area for at least 5 to 7 years? Real estate is generally a long-term investment. And if you want to make sure that you're in the area long enough to ride out any market fluctuations and build equity. Also, think about your career trajectory. Are you in a field where your income is likely to grow? Henderson might be a stretch now, but comfortable in a few years as your income increases. Or are you in a stable situation where your income is likely to change significantly? In that case, you might want to make sure you're comfortable with the costs from day to day. Fourth, think about your lifestyle preferences. Do you value safety in schools over nightlife and entertainment? Do you prefer newer construction over historic charm? Do you like planned communities, or do you prefer neighborhoods that have developed organically over time? There is no right or wrong answer to these questions, but your answers will help guide your decisions. Here's a practical exercise. Spend some time in Henderson. Drive through the different neighborhoods. Visit the Water Street district. Check out some of the schools. Go to the community events. Get a feel for the vibe and see if it resonates with you. Then do the same thing to Las Vegas and North Las Vegas and get a quick sense of the area and see if they feel like home. A nice Saturday or the entire weekend is a good time to try that. Also talk to people who live in each area. What do they love about the neighborhood? What do they wish what was different? How was their experience with the schools, safety, commute times, community involvement, real world experience? Find that out from real and actual residents. You can meet them in the coffee shops, go to shopping centers, just talk to them. People in Nevada are a little more standoffish, but sit there and in a moment, somebody will come and talk to you. Finally, work with a knowledgeable real estate agent who specializes in the Las Vegas area and can help you understand the nuances of the different neighborhoods within each city. Not all areas of Henderson are the same, just like not all areas of Las Vegas or North Las Vegas are the same. Good agent can help you find specific neighborhoods that fit your needs and your budget. Now, let's talk about what happens in Henderson market right now, because timing can be significantly different based upon your home buying experience and when you buy. Current market at Henderson is what we would call somewhat competitive. Now, I'll be very honest, over the last few months, things have started to change. We have switched from a very strong seller's market to a seller's market. And on paper, it looks like we're still in a seller's market. We've kind of creeped into a mixed market, almost a buyer's market. So you got to look what's going on for that particular neighborhood. One of the things you can do is tune in for my market updates. I'm going to be doing more market updates as the year progresses because things are starting to get a little wild. I want to make sure instead of doing a market update every month, I'm going to be doing them every week or every 2 weeks because a lot of choices. There's a lot of new sales out there, from the new home builders, and they're coming for blood. They are offering great incentives. Like if you've been looking at my videos, I've said, if a seller isn't giving you incentives like paying your closing costs, move on to the next one because the next one will. More than 50% of the sellers are paying the buyer's closing cost right now. 100% almost of all of the new home builders are paying your closing costs and buying down your interest rates, making that home affordable for you. Interest rates, it's hard to really quote them. Right now they're about in the 6.9 for conventionals, 6.7s for VAs and FHAs, which is of course not the highs that we saw a year or so ago, not the lows that we had a few years ago, like during the pandemic. And I'm sick and tired of people talking about, I can remember when I bought a house and it was 14%, but you forget to mention when you bought a house it was $50,000. Houses are not $50,000. Stop giving me that. So these higher rates have cooled demands. The prices are still near record highs, but the demand is way down. And I don't even know why the prices are being held up like that. For homes under $850,000, you're looking at a good selection in Henderson. You can find 4 and 5 bedroom homes in established neighborhoods, often have pools, a whole bunch of community amenities. Many of these homes, like I said before, are recently built homes. If not, you can even find brand new spanking homes at great prices with all of your closing costs paid, with interest rate buy downs, which is going to mean you can buy even more home. So for that $850,000 home, it's equivalent to buying a $700,000 previously owned home. Okay, the key right now is to be prepared and decisive. Have your financing in order. Know exactly what you're looking for and be ready to move when you find the right property. The market isn't as frantic as it once was, but good properties in desirable neighborhoods still do move frequently. And believe it or not, we still do have bidding wars for properly priced great properties. One trend that we are seeing is that buyers are being more selective about location within Henderson. Neighborhoods closer to good schools and amenities are holding better value than areas that are more isolated. This is the norm for any market, but this is particularly pronounced right now. And those houses, when I said they get multiple offers, those are these houses, okay? If you've made it this far, you're serious about potentially making a move to Henderson, and I want to help you take the next step in your research. I put together a comprehensive Henderson relocation guide that goes very deep into everything we've covered today. This guide includes neighborhood by neighborhood breakdowns, current market data, school district maps, crime statistics by area, and detailed cost of living calculations that will help you figure out exactly the cost for your family to live in Henderson. This guide includes my insider tips for the best neighborhoods, for different budgets, for the areas that are up and coming, and which ones to avoid. I've included all of the information on the home buying process in Nevada, what to expect for the closing costs and the timelines, and how to find the right real estate agent for your search and for your needs. And hopefully there's a real estate agent in front of your camera right now. More importantly, the guide includes my personal recommendations for everything from the best grocery stores and restaurants to pediatricians and veterinarians. When you're moving to a new area, it's the little things that make a big difference in how quickly you feel at home. To get your free copy of the Henderson Relocation Guide, just click on the link in the description below or go to my website. I'll send it to you immediately and you'll get access to my monthly market updates so you can stay informed about what's happening in the Henderson real estate market. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I regularly share insights about the Las Vegas real estate market, neighborhood spotlights, and market analysis that you won't find anywhere else. And if you have a specific question about Henderson or any of the other areas in Las Vegas, drop them in the comments below. I really do attempt to read every comment and often turn your questions into future videos. The problem I have, I'll be very honest, is I get hundreds of emails per day. I get people calling, and then this thing here, I'm sure like a lot of you, I even got a call from someone tonight going like, you just called me. And I'm like, I didn't call you. Because you know the spammers. You'll get 50 calls from the spammers per day. I've already gotten spam emails trying to get me to click on links. Gotten people claiming they were from my bank already. I mean, you know how it is. So I can't get to them all when I really want to. But here's the bottom line on Henderson. It's not the cheapest location in Las Vegas, but it might be the best value. When you factor in the safety, schools, amenities, and long-term properties, the value stability is there. The premium you pay for Henderson often pays for itself over time. Henderson is ideal for families who want a suburban lifestyle with urban conveniences, people who are looking for school safety and safety in general, and anyone who is looking for a community that's going to protect and grow their investments over the long term. It's not perfect. No place is perfect, but many families moving to the Las Vegas area, Henderson offers the best combination, quality of life, safety, and long-term value. The key is to be honest about your financial situation, clear about your priorities, and realistic about the trade-offs. If Henderson fits your budget and your lifestyle, it's a community that you're likely to love for years to come. Thanks for staying to the end of the video and learning about the pros and cons of living in Henderson. And of course, if you want to stay up to date on what's going on, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you know it every time we drop a new video. And if we can help you find your own slice of Las Vegas, give us a call, send an email, shoot us a text, or you can always book a Zoom, all in the description below. As always, I hope to meet you in person at some point. If not, at least I would love to see you in the next video that's about to pop up. And to all my military brothers and sisters, you know what I'm about to say. Alpha Mike Foxtrot. To the rest of the folks who come here to watch, I know there's a lot of you. We're going to keep them lights on for you.